So there was a big hoo-ha recently when the government came out preening like a peacock to announce how business-friendly they were because they were changing as they announced it, the reporting threshold for self-employment income from £1,000 to £3,000.
Yeah.
And nearly all of the coverage, there was a heavy implication that what that meant was that, in essence, the trading allowance was going up from 1,000 to 3,000. Yeah. So first of all, do you just want to run through what the trading allowance is?
So the trading allowance is, I suppose, as a monetary value, it's £1,000. I think HMRC basically decided that if your income levels are that small, that effectively they just didn't want to bother themselves with worrying about receiving tax returns, etc.
So effectively you'd say, I've got £1,000 worth of self-employment income. I can then, HMRC basically let me just claim £1,000 of costs.
Yeah, well, actually, if your turnover was less than £1,000, and you had no other reason to file, you didn't even need to file a return with them. They're just saying, actually, that's such a piddly amount. But as you say, but if, for example, you were a landlord, so you have to do a tax return. If you had like £900 worth of employment income, you'd stick the self-employment income in, and you'd have your trading allowance of the £900. You then, so say, for example, your self-employment income was £1,100, so it's above the £1,000, you could then have the option in terms of you could use actual expenses or you could use the trading allowance to mean that, I suppose, either you
just have £100 of profit that's taxable in that sense.
Yes.
And as we say, that announcement on the 3,000 for all money looked as if they were saying that all of that was shunting from 1,000 to 3,000. But actually, what did they actually say?
They were just saying that you don't have to report it through a tax return. And it's not even, you don't have to report it. You don't have to report it through a tax return.
Yes, and there was some tiny little, but there will be an online system.
Yes, as in do not clog up our tax return system, plug up a different system. So the idea is if you don't need to file a tax return and the only self-employment income that you have is 3,000 or less, then you don't have to report it. But if you do have any taxes owing, you do still have to tell them, just through
some new system that is yet to eventuate.
Yes.
But it was really cheeky, wasn't it? Because
it was.
All of the coverage was about, this is going to make it easier. And there was lots of media stuff about people selling stuff on eBay. They're not going to have to worry about doing a tax return and all the rest of it.
Don't need to worry about it.
But actually nothing's changed from a tax perspective.
No, I suppose the only thing they were thinking was possibly if your income levels are that low, then your profit levels you're not going to have any profits to write home about. So, and that's why they've kind of gone down that route. But
well, I think it was just a gimmick to be able to sort of say they were being friendly to self-employed people because this government is always, viewed as being against people trying to make a bit of money. Yeah. So it was all unfortunate. I actually got really wound up about it. I did my usual of posting an angry comment under some article in one of the papers about how disingenuous it was. But people listening, doesn't change your tax obligations. Yeah. You still have to pay tax on your profits, and you can only still claim £1,000 of trading allowance. So, nothing changes really. It's just a different way of reporting.